Hey, what's up? This is the man that you all know and love, E-Digger. And that's right, I'm coming to you again with another edition of Charm City Direct TV. Just like to say thank you to all my supporters, all my listeners, all my viewers. Continue to watch, continue to listen, and continue to support. As always, tune in to the radio show every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the station where music must be played, MMBP Radio, to the Charm City Direct Radio Show. And like I said, I'm stepping out from the radio show, going inside the community to really get you familiar with familiar faces like this gentleman right here, Mr. Tilghman. And he is the owner of 5-Star Enterprises. So give the viewers exactly what it is that you do.
5-Star Enterprise is a business that focuses on community outreach and educational services. Our big initiatives, or big two initiatives, are Be More STEM. Be More STEM is to get the community to be more excited about science, technology, engineering, and math. It's actually an acronym that stands for Bringing Everyone More Opportunities and Relevant Experiences in Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So my passion is all about engagement. One example of that is I'm known as a popular DJ here in this market, in the DMV market, known as DJ 5-Star. But I also have an electrical engineering degree, and I created a curriculum that engages the community in science, technology, engineering, and math using the platform of DJ technology. And so recently we've formed a partnership where the DENT Group has merged with 5-Star Enterprise, and that's our new initiative, the DENT Group, delivering educational needs together, supplying A+ certification, Network Plus certification, and Security Plus certification. So it ties everything together. I actually travel across the country doing these edutainment workshops, which means exposing the education in the entertainment industry. And then once we engage you, we send you on a college path to pursue a STEM degree, or we send you to the DENT Group where we get your certification that's in high demand for a job or having that knowledge to apply to the jobs you already have.
That's remarkable. At what point did you start to put all of that together?
This has been a 5-year run. I started working with the Innovative STEM Foundation at Morgan State University, and they wanted me to teach a class that was catered towards seniors who had just graduated from high school and were in that summer bridge portion before they became freshmen pursuing a STEM degree. So I said, well, what am I going to teach them? They said, well, we don't know, make it up. So I went with my passion. This was 2008, so it's a little more than 5 years now. And basically, I exposed the engineering that was in DJ technology. I'm not sure if the community is aware that technology has affected the DJ industry to the point that I can control video content with a digital record. Okay. So when any person from the K-12 sector or the college sector or even in the community, when they see that I can take a vinyl record and maneuver that record and it controls that video on the screen, it's captivating. And with me having an engineering background, it's easy to explain the theory behind how that works. So I utilize that on an educational platform for college students, but then I also started working with middle school students, and I saw that curriculum would go over their head a little bit. But even as a DJ, I gotta calculate how fast songs are going, and I'm using math every day as a DJ, and I just expose that to the community in the K-12 sector, and it's attractive to them. And I believe that we all have to find other ways to deliver education.
Exactly.
It all came about when I saw that when we were in grade school, 70 was passing, 60 was failing. Then all of a sudden, 60 became passing and 50 was failing. So I said, well, we should lower our expectations. Like we should change our approach to delivering education. So that Be More STEM all came across from that knowledge. It was just saying that we have to do better. We have to deliver. Times are changing, technology is changing, and in fact, technology doubles every 12 months. So you can't deny technology. So the fact that we have this new generation coming up who has really taken advantage of the technology, and it's for good and bad. Like I've seen a lot. There's so many students now that are so lazy that they don't really get the athletics and the the athletic portion that we had. We actually played outside and we kind of stayed in shape.
We got out.
We had to go outside. But now this generation constantly is a user of interfaces, and that's a problem for me. We want to create inventors, not users.
Exactly. And you hit it right there. Talk about the Dent Group.
The Dent Group is a partnership with Marcus Dent. You'll be hearing from him very soon.
Yes.
He's awesome guy. And the Dent Group stands for Delivering Educational Needs Together. And that piece is to get into the community, to make sure that they have a income that they could come into once they have this certification. We have partnerships with firms all across the country that are in need of these certifications. So it's our duty to come into our community to make sure that the community is prepared for this technology shift and all the opportunities that are coming down the pipeline.
Wow. Talk about your relationship with Marcus then.
Marcus has been a good friend of mine for a couple of years, and he's actually a candidate for the 45th district that I'm endorsing. And he came to me saying, "Hey, I love your business model, and I want to bring my passion to you. I'm not a business owner, and I see that you're finishing your MBA in the spring, and you understand business. I just know what my passion is." I said, "Well, I understand business, and I know what my passion is." And we explained both our passions, and they were such a compliment that it was a no-brainer to just combine forces together and grow together. So that has been the relationship for the last, I would say, almost 2 years now. And I see us in the future for the next couple of decades creating a lot of opportunities for our community.
Wow, that's remarkable. Now, for the viewers out there, anybody that wants to either partner with you, or what you're doing, anybody that either wants to participate in your program, how can they go about that? Oh,
sure. They can email me at Tilghman at 5-Star Enterprise. I'll spell that out. It's KTILGHMAN and the @ the number 5 STARR Enterprise.com. So you can just email me, Tilghman at 5-Star Enterprise, and you can always Google Kendrick Tilghman or Google Marcus Dent, 5-Star, Be More STEM. There's so many tags that you can find us on because we stay active in the community and across this country.
And when you say community, right now we're sitting in the Oliver community of Baltimore. That is the east side, for those who don't know. The east side of Baltimore, and talk about that relationship with that community, with this community.
Well, Marcus will elaborate 10 times more because he has done so much great things in this community where he's from, and with the Oliver Center. I mean, he's been here donating services for almost probably a couple of years now, actually training and getting the community in here to be aware of the opportunities that you can create just from having these type of certifications. So he will go in depth about how he's connected with the community, specifically here. I'm a Morgan graduate, so I'm always in the community through all the different organizations. I mean, Marcus and I are members of Black Professional Men.
Yes.
I hold the secretary seat. I'm the board member for the Greater Black Baltimore Chamber of Commerce. I'm a board member for the Innovative STEM Foundation. I'm a member of the Community Tech Organization, and I'm the social media chair for the DC chapter of the National Black MBA Association. So when it comes to community, that lives and breathes through me. I've always been into giving back. Even in undergrad, I was always a tutor because I was pretty good at math. I was always on helping Fast Track, which is a program for freshmen at Morgan State University. Marcus and I are always deeply rooted in the community. We actually care about our brothers and sisters.
That's the word, care, about your community. My brother, your whole breakdown of what you're doing, it just makes me tired of what you're doing, and you're doing it for the community. I love to give my guests the opportunity to talk about what advice would you give any young man or woman. What advice can you give them right now to possibly pretty much do some of the things that you're doing right now?
The best advice is finding your life's work. Now, your life's work has 3 ingredients: something that you love so much you would do for free. So that means you have to build on your passion. Find out what you love so much that you can't stop thinking about it. Second thing is that you take that passion and figure out a way that you can make a living for your family. Second ingredient, you can make a living from your passion. And then the third ingredient, which is helping mankind in some kind of way. If you find those three ingredients in anything, and I'll even explain how it relates to me, because my passion was as a professional DJ. I started DJing in 1997. In 2007, I realized, hey, there's math and engineering and technology and science. And I'm scratching this record. That's kinetic energy, that's friction, that's physics. Let me expose that. And then when I got an invite to the National Society of Black Engineers Conference to speak at their national convention, from there, I have 300 students from all over the country that went back home and said, hey, the #1 STEM DJ has a great message. Bring him to our city. And from then, it just trickled to me traveling to different universities, and it created a financial way to take care of my family. And at the same time, it was showing off our hypothesis. Our hypothesis is that if we increase your creative thinking by putting DJ technology and STEM together, many people don't put those things together. So if we increase your creative thinking, it will create an urge for you and it will increase your academic performance. And we've been living by that hypothesis for it's been about a year now. That just came together in the last 12 months. And it's just great to be able to travel and do that. And Sunday I'll be going to Orlando, Florida for a couple of speaking engagements there. February I'm going to Boston, Massachusetts. March I'm back with the National Society of Black Engineers in Nashville, Tennessee for their national convention. And it's just been an honor to be able to take your passion and slide it to your life's work. So to all the younger generation or even the community period, like my advice to you, find your life's work. Take your passion and figure out how we can even STEMify it. Let's make up a word, STEMify it. Let's STEMify your passion. Figure out how we can get the science, technology, engineering, and math into your passion, and you will find that you can start to make a living. From 0 to 25, you should be figuring out what is your passion. 25 to 40 is when you should be trying to build your capital. And by 40, you should be looking to retire. So that's my advice to give to the community, is to stay on track with the free education that I'm a public school person. I came from all public schools in Baltimore City. I'm a West Side guy from Emerson Village. And this is history here for me to grow and say, oh, I want to give back to my community with the passion and my education. And in the meantime, I wanted to make sure that I could be that great example. So in the spring, I'm finishing my MBA from Morgan State University. And then following that, I'll be going back to get a PhD in engineering research education, so that the super duper educators wouldn't say, where did he come from? I actually worked hard and was dedicated and showed consistency. Hard work, dedication, and consistency equals success.
You heard it right here on Charm City Direct TV, the man.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Hey, stay tuned, don't go nowhere. Up next, we have a couple of students here at the Oliver Community Recreation Center to come in just to give their opinions about this community and this great place. Stay tuned, more with Charm City Direct TV.